I'm going to keep reading the poem. Hopefully I can get a lot more done. I was only on page 4, so that sucks. Let me record this. I'm also making an audio tape of this. I'll continue reading. Also tried scanning the book if that works for you. Anyways, here I go. As I sat there in the mountain meadow, it was like the eyes of my remembering opened. Let me read that again. As I sat there in the mountain meadow, it was like the eyes of my remembering opened. Reality reopened. I was renewed to that state of being connected to everyone and everything. I remembered a reality in which people from Africa to the Amazon, from Alaska to the islands of Hawaii, native people understand the state of living within nature and sense the covenant of a conscious universe. There, in the middle of Russia, at the center of the ring of the Iron Curtain, the people who guard the wilderness against unwelcome intruders made space for me to renew myself. I was flooded with appreciation. The Cold War was in the process of dissolving. People once locked into linear thinking and organized into different polarized cultures were giving up their insulated positions. They were flocking to hear new information and recognizing the possibilities of perestroika, get that wrong, the new way. They were locked into a war that few people wanted. So much of the world divided against itself, isolated, wounded, and wasted its resources. We faced the seemingly impossible task of transforming the opposition in the Cold War. The people who had built the Iron Curtain, who sought world ideological, political, and military domination. We faced the imminent details of how to help them become full and equal members of the family of nations. The job required a new state of consciousness, not only to teach, but to practice. It requires a new state of being. Kind of the position we are in today, but more on a global basis. In a quantum world, everything is connected. David Boyne? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I suck at pronunciation, so bear with me. Get the books yourself and use your own pronunciation. Here, near the top of the mountains, out in nature, everything is in constant collaboration. Everything communicates with everything else. Every species is cooperative. Here I witnessed life as individual presence within a state of collective consciousness. Here in nature, it is inconceivable to think of a world in which only humans can talk. Presence in nature is more than just communication, as in the sharing of words. It is the realization of love so deep, so in tune, that we can experience the thoughts, feelings, and mood swings of everything and everyone. It is the music of life. Nature is the dance of life. Living as we do in cities, surrounded by cement and stones, covering our floors with rugs and furnished wood, surrounded by artificial clothing, electric wires, and metal cars, we isolate ourselves from nature and from music of life. We have become dead to its touch. Once in a while, when we fall in love or get caught up in a beautiful music, or we present in a meeting with others, we remember who we are in nature, and we emerge with deep inside ourselves the tune in and come alive. Every set of circumstances is driven by potential. Every set of circumstances is driven by potential. Cool thing. Out of the mountain meadow, sharing the same information field, conscious of our common being of togetherness, bonding together in oneness, I became life once more. I could feel the energy renew every cell of my body. One with everything, conscious of the dance, my symbiosis with others was such a contrast to the cities where, in the midst of so many self-created islands of isolation, I often remained alone in shells of my own making. Others seemed to do the same. It was so obvious in the negotiations where the forgetting of our natural globe state of being had kept people so isolated from each other. Like Walking Dead in some horror movie, people had lost their power to reach out, to remember to touch nature and remember their own nature. We had fought our wars, both cold and hot, played our roles and done our duty without allegiance to life. But out here in the wilderness, life has not forgotten us. The music still plays. The mountains and meadows still dance the dance. The animals, birds, plants, every form of life are bonded in quantum, holographic, dynamic world where everything is conscious and everything is connected. How I love this state of being. How I love the dance of life. It seems to me that our oneness with nature is natural, part of life, part of our conscious heritage, and part of our future. We live in an age of reawakening. This bird really wants to compete with me. Communication is increasing. Information is emerging at almost a frantic pace. Increasing mobilization, the internet, mass media, and new technology have created quantum leaps in our collective consciousness. More and more people are hearing the music of life and stepping onto the dance floor. That is why I, an American, found my way into Russia at the height of the Cold War and began to confront the issues, share the new information, and teach holodynamics. The whole dynamic of reality. It is a new state of consciousness and yet is older than time. I've got to see how much time I've got with this. I only have so much time and then I've got to stop this recording. In the world where everything is connected, why not go into the middle of the Cold War? Why not add my presence to the issues? Why not reconnect and remember how to collaborate? This is a macro world where smallness can make a difference. The global war applies to everything, even the seemingly small issues of our personal lives. I remember wondering, how long will we remain in isolation behind our imaginary iron curtains? How long will we depend upon others, governments, peacemakers, religion, leaders, or anyone else to solve the problems we are facing? Most of us cannot even face the fact the planet is dying. We don't even want to hear about it. How long will we attempt to deny the greatest opportunity we have ever had to confront? It's time for straight talk and straight answers that lead to straight solutions. These can only come from a comprehensive state of consciousness. The way out of our problems is through the problem and into a new way of thinking. One that is aware of multiple states of being and multiple dimensions of reality. The old linear way of thinking doesn't work anymore. It can't solve the complex problems of our day. It takes a new, dynamic, more personally responsible way of being that can shift from one dimension to another to be effective. Key phrases, kind of like that one. In the world where everything is connected and everything is driven by potential, any problem is my problem. We are connected. Any problem and me. I own it. I also own the potential that drives it. I am that problem, and I am the potential solution to that problem. When I remember, as I did in the field of flowers, one thing I remember is that every problem is caused by its solution. Every problem is caused by its solution. You ever thought of that? That, every problem you have actually has a solution. It's just invisible to you. If the biosphere is being so depleted and polluted that it is losing its balance, I am the imbalance. And once I own it, then I can become the solution to balancing the biosphere. If there is anyone hungry, I am hungry. Only then can I become the solution to world hunger. If there is anyone who remains ignorant, I am the ignorant one. Only then can I become the solution to ignorance. We are all connected like flowers in the mountain meadow. We are all part of a collective, collaborative consciousness. I own it, and I relish the opportunity to unfold the potential of any set of circumstances that come up in the field of potential flowers. It is our covenant, the covenant of conscious universe. The only thing required of us is that we choose to be conscious, or, in other words, aware of reality. Okay, now this guy says a lot of shit like this in his book. Kind of love his heart, his passion to change our reality. So this is why I kind of read out of his book, and I hope I'm not violating any copyright. I wish that he would read his books, because I don't personally believe this guy is a selfish, greedy guy. You may see his books charged a lot of money, his courses may be a lot of money. And if you read his books, you'll just see that he's human just like the rest of us. But he really, really does care. If he comes at me for even reading his books and scanning them and doing what I can to get people to get this information, I really trust that he has a heart. And he's just part of the problem. And he admits that the global problem that we have is him. And if he gave this information free, might not have as big of a problem, but he's just not doing it because he just doesn't realize it. He's stuck into that money game, mostly because he's trying to fund other technology that can clean the planet, which you'll see down the road. But I don't think this guy is greedy. He just appears greedy because of the world we live in. But I sure hope he doesn't, for some odd reason he sees me as his enemy, and I'm like his biggest fan. I wouldn't be reading his books if I wasn't a big, massive fan, but I would be perceived as his enemy. I don't know why. I don't get that, but maybe someday he'll let me know why I'm his enemy. Maybe because I'm giving away his information. But I've been trying to get people to read his book, but his prices make it nobody can afford it. And he can't get that yet. So anyways, he's just as human as the rest of us. I'm screwed up, you're screwed up, we're all friggin' screwed up. Until we see a massive change, we're all insane. I'll keep reading. What led me into the Soviet Union was a question. Why should we, the American people, or any other people, spend hundreds of billions of dollars each year on war games? All the information we need on how to end the seemingly endless struggle is available now. All the technology we need to solve the problems of the planet is right in front of us. We live on a smorgasbord of abundance and opportunity. Still, we are locked into information systems that create famine, deprivation, ignorance, and war. Must we waste our limited resources? Why? Are we so programmed that we are compelled to destroy life? If so, I want to change the program. I am a program transformer. I know the science, psychologies, philosophies, beliefs, and technologies necessary. So do I. I know YouTube, I know computers, I know webcam, and I know how to read a book. So hopefully we can make some changes. I'm running out of time on this tape, but I will keep continuing today on another part, so just bear with me while I upload this.